You miss the point. r/just-unsubbed users, me leaving a sub because of repetitive and unfunny jokes. It's a meme sub, lol. Just unsubbed from the infographics show, YouTube. The ugly truth about Steve Jobs, who he really was. Wait a minute. That's Skibbity Steve. To be fair, I have rarely watched them last months, but Skibbity Steve Jobs killed me. Just two bald people minding their own business. Clones, at least that's what it seems. They don't even have the same clothes or body shape. SMH. Just muted funny memes. That's so funny, girl. Shh, quiet. Here she comes. Feminism is about gender equality, and they're laughing. I don't get it. I also haven't seen Shawshank Redemption. I know. I know. Crazy, but I'm sorry. There's a lot of movies. I gotta get to them, okay? Slightly furious. A lot of sexism there. Really? I don't see any sexism. That's weird. Just unsubbed. The mods won't let me harass people. Just unsubbed MFs coming up with the dumbest reasons to leave a subreddit. Just unsubbed from boys are quirky. I came for boys being quirky, left for the blatant sexism in the comments. Why do they all make up this bullshit? Only women, children, and dogs are loved unconditionally. Most men don't get told how much they're loved until they're laying in a pine box and being visited at their wake and funeral. LMAO at women being loved unconditionally. Look up the stats on how often those unconditionally loved women are left when they're sick with cancer or murdered by their partner while pregnant. Just unsubbed from child free. Anyone else despise the phrase baby bump or bump? Makes me want to vomit and scream. Just saw something about the Oscars and Vanessa Hudgens announcing her baby bump in a black dress. Just stop. Grosses me out so much, and especially when people want to display their bump and cradle their stomach in photos. Stop using euphemisms and just say crotch goblin? Might not be as common, but I recently saw two people discussing their mum-tum, and that creeped me out almost as much. All of the attempts to be cutesy about saying pregnant. I suppose you will despise the term the bump is bumping, lol. Indeed I do. Because most of the posts are about hating children. I get being child-free, I do, but referring to kids as crotch goblins and hating on parents simply for having kids is too much. Just unsubbed from the right can't meme for being full of literal communists. Tell me you never read theory without telling you never read theory. Communism in theory, communism in practice. Just unsubbed from r/consume for making fun of a kid's room and being really aggressive about it. Worst thing I've seen in a while. His son is 6. He chose this life for him. Note the slogans too. Eat, sleep, game. Gamers don't die, they respawn. When I was 6, I had Star Wars posters and Transformers on the wall. Still do. But I'm just saying, it's perfectly normal. Why are you so pressed about a child being into gaming? That is so back-ass words to me. Just unsubbed from crushes. I got a girlfriend. Nice. For some reason, I for a brief moment, I thought it was a place that you would, like, post photos of your crushes. Like, that would be really weird, but like, hey guys, check this guy or gal out. They're like, oh man, I would love to be with them. What do you guys think? Unsubbed from Learn to Draw. 1 hour study. What do you think? I think that's really good. However, it doesn't look like you're learning to draw. To me, it looks like you already know how, so I'm not sure if this is the right place. I joined Learn to Draw as I'm an amateur and beginner artist and was looking for advice. Instead, I found a sub for actually talented people to fish for compliments and boost their egos, while the actual amateur art that needs critiquing gets no attention. Poor community, looking for other beginner artist subreddits now. Just unsubbed from Fat Squirrel Hate. Too many fat squirrel apologists. Do you people actually hate fat squirrels? Eugene, he likes intense nacho Takis. I mean, look, I love chubby animals as much as the next person, but not when it's to a completely unhealthy degree. Like, I get sad seeing, like, just huge cats that can't walk or run or, like, you know, they're clearly not doing okay, and people are like, oh, but they're so chunky, and it's like, okay, but I don't know, I think we should probably make sure that they're going to be okay, you know? This is so unfunny, nor is it a meme. What a difference all the chemicals and additives in our food makes. 1964, 2024, that's right. Every single human being in the year 2024 is fat. It's just the way it is. Every single American. I mean, it's just so sad, you know? Just unsubbed from funny memes. Women who get upset at men for dating younger women are female incels. I don't think there's anything wrong with men dating younger women, but like the women part is very important because if they're too young, they're not a woman anymore, and that's not good. That's a problem. Totally outraged, and why does it have 7,000 upvotes? I quit. This subreddit is so pointless. Medicine for stomach cramps, dysmenorrhea, etc. product. Pointfully gendered. Yep, it's the same damn medicine, but one is Venus and one is plus. It's like they always say, women are from Venus, men are from plus. Men don't have periods. Even if that were true, it wouldn't change the fact that these are quite literally the same product, just with pointlessly gendered packaging. Unsubbed from Gen Z, a place for members or non-members of Generation Z to talk and hang. Slightly furious. Thought it would be a cool place to chat for people in my generation, but it's literally just non-stop politics and propaganda. Every single day there's a rage post or something about men versus women or red versus blue shite. Hey, you can avoid the red versus blue conversation all you want, but the question still remains, why are we here? Just unsubbed from I'm 14 and this is deep. People are unable to get satire when it's blatant. And it's soldier with error and a tear, devil horns, the sad bald eagle. I mean, that makes sense to me with soldier, I guess, but I don't understand everything else. Just unsubbed from me IRL. This is getting too personal now. Me IRL, I'm 24 and single. I can't even hope for a decent relationship. Yeah, I think this is getting a little personal. Do they seriously believe this, or is it satire? r/memes of the dank. Seriously, are the teachers okay? Teachers when I was a kid. I hope everyone had a good recess. It's time for math. Teachers now. Whiteness is privilege. Now who is ready to hear about my sexuality? Literally broke my finger 3 hours after joining this subreddit. Oh my god, never broke a bone? Man, you have some bad karma or something. You pissed someone off. Totally outraged. 18 years without breaking a single bone. Found a subreddit dedicated to the achievement. Broke my finger 3 hours after joining. I would be eligible to join. However, I don't want to tempt fate and actually have something break. Like, oh, now your leg is just, yeah, it's gone. Yeah, no, you didn't break your leg. You broke it clean off, sorry. I love taking my daily dose of misandry and not like other girls. Found on Twitter. I'm tired of being looked at as a set of holes. Well, then stop acting like a set of holes. I am starting to hate men more and more every day. What the f? Yeah, that's just Twitter for you. It's filled with a lot of dumbasses. It's actually mostly filled with robots now, but a lot of assholes too. Just unsubbed from PCM. 90% of this sub is either liberals bad or playing dolls with Wojaks. r/political compass memes. It's weird how fatherless seems to affect one side of the political compass specifically in it. This is my dad. He's your what? When I see an individual use the term fatherless, I cannot help but feel incredibly sorry for them that they've fallen so deep into that echo chamber, that hole, that pit of like just pure hatred for not only themselves but everyone around them because they just have nothing else going for them. What I'm trying to say is touch grass. They keep seeing gender and everything, going against the very point of the sub. r/pointlessly gendered yet again. Frosted sugar cookies at Walmart. Except these aren't being branded for men or women, they're just blue or pink. Just unsubbed from Gen Z. I'm so done with commie cope. Since I learned what propaganda is, I think about it. Do you guys ever think about how your assumptions about socialism, communism, and leftism in general have been influenced by decades of propaganda directly from the most powerful empire the world has ever known, which happens to be controlled by corporate interests for whom a worker-controlled system would be detrimental? No, actually, I usually think about movies, games, or food. From sequel memes, apparently Disney can do no wrong. I don't care how many races, genders, or sexual preferences it has. I just need the story, acting, and action to be good. People who say this sort of thing inevitably fall into one of two camps. Either they say this, and then it turns out their idea of good writing and good acting just so happens to only involve straight white people and women as objects rather than agents. Or they're actually just angry that new Star Wars doesn't make them feel the same way the old stuff did, and they blame the writing rather than the fact that this stuff hits different in middle age than it did in middle school. It's not like there isn't anything good. Mando, Andor, Rogue One shows that there are competent writers at Disney. Are the fans at fault for demanding decent writing? Comment had like 30 upvotes too, completely brain dead. Look, I've got my own can of worms of opinions about Star Wars, but one thing's for sure. Even before Disney, there was some kind of mid and or Star Wars stuff. I'm just saying. Just unsubbed. Turns out I am a grower. r/small problems. Just unsubbed from stupid food because I'm a man of my word. I have no words. Yeah, I don't either. What is that? I could not tell you what anything on this pizza is at all. Oh, thank God, okay. If I see one more video of a chocolate sauce pizza with solid chocolate toppings that ends with him squeezing the chocolate out of the crust, I'm leaving the sub. Okay, looking back at it, it does look like chocolate, but just a little bit. It looks a hint of green, and I don't like that at all. Just unsubbed from trans, victim mentality is peaking on some of its most upvoted posts. Gender-affirming homophobia. Today something happened when I was out brunching with my GF. We've been together 12 years. She's a cis woman, I'm a trans woman. Been on HRT for almost 6 months. For 11 years together before my transition, we have always been asked 1 or 2 bills at the end of our meals or straight up just been brought 1 bill. But today the server brought 2 bills without asking us. She assumed we were just 2 girlfriends out to brunch instead of 2 girlfriends out to brunch. So yeah, that was a very weird and new experience. It was gender affirming obviously because she saw me as a woman, but also odd because now people assume me and my partner are just friends. Unfortunately, there are just a lot of people in society who cannot fathom the idea of 2 women being together that aren't just friends. Just unsubbed from wholesome memes, AI art, false quote attributed to Einstein, you name it. Ugh, gross. Everybody is a genius, but if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will live its whole life believing that it is stupid. Albert Einstein. I am beyond your comprehension. Can you catch flies with your tongue? Just unsubbed from wizard posting. Half the posts now are just AI art. Great. Potion of plane shift mishap. Yep, this looks about just like every other piece of AI art I've ever seen. It's got that shiny look that every single damn piece of anime AI art has. There's just incomprehensible shapes and shadows that don't make sense with the lighting. This sucks. I mean, come on, let's start banning AI art from subreddits, unless it is purely for, r/art. I think it'd be allowed there, but, yeah, no, this is, cringe.